Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Lionel. I'm your host for LT Productions, and you are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering Love and Marriage Huntsville. This is season 9 or 10. I don't know what episode this is, but this is the mid-season premiere. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video in support of me, and you can subscribe if you are new. Join in on all the fun that we have going on over here. Get into all the content and reviews and shows that you may like. And also, you can leave your comments below. Now let's get into this week's episode. Okay, so y'all, we start the episode off in an awkward way, in my opinion. It's the Fletchers. The Fletchers at home. Nell is cleaning her the light fixture. I forgot what you call it. That chandelier type kind of light that you hang over, maybe over a dinner table or in your other part of your house, whatever. But she's cleaning it, and he's saying, I could do all this. She's like, well, when are you going to do it? It needs to be done. Why don't you let me hire back a housekeeper? I mean, y'all can afford it. I don't know why you don't want a housekeeper, but Fletcher, or that's what Nell calls him. But anyways, then they get on the subject of Destiny, because they ironed out their issues and stuff, and she tells him that their godson, that they want to start dating, and all that good stuff. Chris feels that she's doing this to be petty. Well, you didn't tell me about being a father, so now I'm going to just start dating your brother, so to speak. I don't think it was petty, because y'all were already saying that the girl was making googly eyes at this man before we even knew that there was a baby, and she knew that there was a baby. She had some type of interest and all that good stuff. Y'all started up a lot of crap on Destiny and all that. I don't know why the Fletchers are choosing to have Destiny as their storyline. This is the thing that is very interesting. Even in the next episode, y'all talking about stay out of our business, but you're talking about everybody's business. So then, and you can say, well, Destiny's getting in y'all business, but not really. Just dating someone that you know. That's just it. So why do you think you need to be involved in it? Because for some reason you were so protective over Lance and acting like you didn't know nothing. But we'll discuss that on next week. But it's just like, is this weird? Like, what do y'all got going on? Anyways, move on from there. Should we go to Trish? Yeah, I'm gonna break it up. Oh, Trish does sit with her son, Xavier. They are doing a workout regimen and all that. They talk a little bit about it. And then Trish asks, how are you doing? Of course, he says up front that he's okay. I really want to know how you're doing. And he just lets his mom know at how he is positioning himself to not feel depressed. He's been emotional and all that because of all of the fighting and bickering that you, Dad, and Ken are going through, and it's a lot. Now, I don't understand from Trish being the parent. Trish, you let all this stuff go on for years. Your children have been seeing it, you've been involving it, and they're tired of trying to be silent and be a part of something that they have nothing to do with. Chaos is erupting, and it's just like, y'all don't give a... Trisha just says, I'm going to do what I can to turn this family around back to the happy family that we're supposed to be. I mean, those are nice words, but we shall see. I mean, I give kudos to the children as to how they feel. They don't even like that. He says that he loves Ken, or at least he appreciates Ken. I don't know if he said love, so I'm not going to say that. But he appreciates all that Ken does. And Y'all just need to stop. He says that the same things that I'm telling you, I tell Dad. So he's not picking one over the other. I'm glad that you did that, because thank you for saying that, drawing the line and making boundaries. Like, it's not about who I want, who I love. No, I love you both. Cut the ish out. So I was proud that he did say that, so that nobody can say, oh, you just, why? Or hopefully you talking to him about this, all that stupid manipulation stuff. No, take accountability for you and do better quickly. Your son's saying that he gets depressed over y'all. Destiny meets up with the godson bodyguard that she tries to label him as, and she didn't even really know his real name. Okay. She first mentions business. As you know, I think I'm gonna need a personal bodyguard when I go out to different events and stuff like that. I just didn't know that Destiny was this big celebrity. I don't know who's after you. Possibly some of these YouTubers, though. They are quite crazy and vicious. But I don't know if there's any current news because I don't really hear anything like that, or in the know. I'll say that much. And he accepted it. Then she gets onto the part of possibly dating him. He's down for it. Of course, she says that she spoke with Lance about it, and he gave his blessing. And he asked about Mama. I said, ooh. Having another man say Mama about Miss Nell. Destiny. Now, dude is fine. I get all that. Do what you want, but it's going to be an uphill battle for you trying to mess with anyone in that family. So if you up for the challenge, cool. She did say, you know, I'm still wanting to date other people. Is that okay? He said, cool. You just let me know what's up. She said, I just need someone that's able to get with me because I'm a lot of people. And then it was a joke about, ooh, that's quite spooky and crazy. Da 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 da. So, what did Mama say? You know, she says everything. Da 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 da. But that was how it ended. I personally, because of the other crap that's went on, wouldn't want to go there with them as far as dating that dude. But hey, to each their own. Trisha has finally, whatever, they have a discussion, her and Ken. And basically she's trying to find out how to fix this. Ken, in so many words, I'm not the problem. I'm getting warfare and blamed for stuff that I didn't do. I'm fighting this 7-year-old battle with someone that's with almost a ghost. And I don't think that that's fair. He was talking about that he was receiving silent treatment. It wasn't even just from her. It was from, that's what he said, the whole household. That's what he said, I think, unless I misinterpreted that. But anyways, she says, you know, sometimes I'm not always punishing you as far as with silence. Sometimes I'm just in a zone and I'm just quiet. It's not like that. I think Ken knows at this point when you're doing it to be malicious and when you're just, I guess, being quiet or whatever. But then on the flip side, maybe you don't. And because you don't express yourself like that and you internalize everything, you turn into yourself. It's like in some ways I understand because I'm an introvert and I basically, if you want to say, entertain myself a lot. So, and a lot of times I come out of my space and get into other spaces and I don't really speak. And people think that I'm something different. So, I don't know. I don't know what you have to do, Trisha, but you got to do something else. And that's what he said. You know, we'll have these talks, Ken said, and then there is no real action to you actually changing. And he suggests therapy. So, she asked, do you want to be here? I would like to be here, but not under these circumstances. If something does not change soon and fast, then he's out of here because he can't really do it anymore. I think if Ken didn't get on TV, it wouldn't have mattered to him. I think he would have stayed there. But now that he has so many voices coming at him, he's now willing to make some type of change. And I think that that's cool. I really think that that's cool. You know, I wish that TV wasn't the thing that made you just now want to make a change. But hey, it is what it is. Okay, so we go to Nell's daycare. Fletcher comes by and Lance is coming by. Lance is going to be doing some renovation works around the daycare, and Fletcher was like, you know, you better come on out here and talk to him so you make sure that you get everything you want done. Nell did say in her confessional that, you know, Lance is doing work for me, but I'm getting a discount. She feels like that's been a disadvantage because the other people that are paying full price are being prioritized over her. That's how the cookie crumbles. And then also there's familiarity that comes into play. I don't know about this situation, but when you have familial or familiar people, they don't have that same type of respect and honor. And that happens a lot in a lot of families. And sometimes it's just better to use outside people. But then you have people like, oh, you don't really support me. All that manipulation stuff. Well, treat me like a customer. Now, maybe you should have paid full price. However, you do a lot of things for them and the family. So, look, it's a double-edged sword. So, you get what you get now. That's all I can say. Then Martell comes by. He talks about his conversation with Marceau. They said that they're at a place of being amicable. What about Tish and Ariane? You think that they could have a talk? Look, women are different than men. Men are going to be able to handle things and squash things or whatever quicker. But whatever. He did move his second family to his investment property. She was like, "Oh, you ain't making no money." Nell said that. And that's true. I was like, okay. But he said that he was paying her rent over there, so he might as well put her over here, where I guess all he got to do is pay the mortgage or whatever. It's not the same type of expenses. He's paying for an empty house and then a occupied apartment house, whatever they're at. Okay, sure. I guess it's a lot more cost effective for him, but whatever. Now we move on to Trisha. We get a re-entrance of Dr. Francis. He comes on and she expresses herself as to how first it felt to lose her parents and sister and all that. Losing her spotter. He used examples of the gym as being someone to support her. She lost that, and she just lost trust in people. She says that the gym is her place to get out the anger. And Dr. Francis asks her, how do you feel after you leave the gym? Tired, exhausted. My soul is angry. He got into the difference from just being angry and your soul being angry. A lot of that has to do with the internal stuff, the mental stuff that happens. And the reason that you're tired, because you don't really leave, because there is a way that you can process stuff where you go to the gym, do whatever you need to do, get it out your system, and you go home a different person. Trish doesn't. She remains the same person because she holds everything in. And you can just say that the gym is a distraction, not so much as a relief. It's a place where, as she's now has become this reclusive person that's just trapped inside of herself, she thinks that, how could I say this? She thinks that she's really taking care of herself, and it's not. She starts breaking down more because she just realizes that it's not happening because I'm still taking out my anger on people that don't deserve it. And he said they broke down when she broke certain things down about how she's been operating since her parents, specifically her father, who was the leader, the drill sergeant, and all that. It's taken a toll on the family for the remaining members of the family, and the leadership role has been put on her. And she can be there for other people, but other people can't be there. Other people can't be there for her, won't be there for her. However, she also don't let people in after all the mistrust that she does have. Dr. Francis was saying that she should avail herself to someone that she could actually start depending on. Let them see the soft part of you instead of this hard, stern person. And it's basically been this protectiveness and not so much your authentic self. It's a defense mechanism and a way to keep people out. However, you're still bleeding inside and you're not really helping. And you're not really healing yourself. And you're hurting other people because you're bleeding out onto other folks. So that was the end of the episode. I think Trisha's part was the most cool. Hopefully we finally get over this Destiny thing, because it's just like, what? And we've been talking about Ariane moving into the place for the last 6 weeks or 7 weeks. I mean, when the show was on. So I was like, okay. What else? What else you got going on, Martell? So we shall see. Next week it looks like it's about to get hot. Anyways, you can catch me every week, every Sunday. I'm reviewing Love and Marriage Huntsville. Also, stay tuned for Beyond the Gates weekly review that'll be dropping today. I dropped my first episode review of All Her Fault. That's currently streaming on Peacock. Check that out, y'all. If you got Peacock, watch it and check out my review. Support the show and me. And also, I'll have other things during the week. Some independent shows that I will be reviewing. Coming back, because as you can see in the beginning of my intro, that every Tuesday that I have something independent, I might move that. Just temporarily. Right now I'm caught up with All's Fair. That's currently streaming on Hulu. Every Tuesday I'll have a video for you guys. And then I do The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. BET Sisters, which I'm behind in my reviews. It wasn't my fault last week. This last week. I was reviewing it. I actually taped it all, but for whatever reason my volume was out and I have no clue what happened. So this coming up week I owe you guys 3. episodes. So I do apologize for that. And then also I reviewed Chasing Orlando. It's a reality show. It's about, chasing after whatever your goals in life are, and the entrepreneurial side of things. And of course, there's drama. And what else? The Braxtons, that should be ending pretty soon. And Bell Collective, they're going into the reunion. Hopefully it's one part. But anyways, that's what I got going on thus far. Many more things coming in 2026. I appreciate everyone for hanging in with me and sticking by my side. For the comments, likes, I appreciate you. Please like this video. And as before, subscribe. And you can leave your comments below. And until the next one, peace.